radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke Radio. For the masses. Yeah, man. How you doing? Today's Thursday, January 7th, 2021. 7 days into the new year. Only 358 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planets. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? It's Thursday. Wow. Our first week on the air in 2021 started off great, right? I mean, what a great week. Ryan Bledsoe, Bob McGuire, right? Last night, Isaac Arthur, and here we are on Thursday, January 7th. And what a crazy, crazy, crazy week. And I think we all knew that January, no matter what the rest of the year is going to look like, that January is going to be strange for everybody. And it's certainly yesterday was pretty dramatic. And it's, I was reading today, a day that, infamy, he started infamy, and I knew it was coming. But there's no other way to look at it. No other way to look at January 6th, 2021 than that. And that's crazy. So today, pretty mellow, considering. Oh, man. So that was, my rant yesterday. About, can we just have one normal day? Just one. And I made a couple of comments, that all countries around the world want to be the United States. And I'm not saying that, metaphorically. I'm not saying that in some esoteric way. I mean it literally. I mean, in a literal way. I mean that. And that's why I said the things that I did, and that a lot of people here in America, in the United States, have not been outside of the country, so they don't have a firm grasp on how to appreciate and what we have here and take everything for granted. like this is how it is. This is it. This is life. No, it's not. And not to go off on something right now. We have plenty of time tonight on the show with open lines to discuss all of this. But I just kind of wanted to go back and address that at the front of the show. What I meant by that. I don't want anybody to think, well, Jimmy meant this or that. No, I meant exactly what I said. Okay? And that's any and all countries. It's because we represent this shiny beacon of coolness, of hope, of progressiveness, of forward thinking and getting things done, and great food and great television and great clothes and cars and homes and life and goals, everything. Everything. You can do whatever you want here, whatever you want, you can do it. And it's not like that around the world. There are some countries, there are some places. Yes, I get that in some great places. Great, but they ain't the United States. So I meant everything that I said. Everybody looks to us. Okay? And that's it. All right, so let's move on. Let's see here. Hold on. I think let me back up here. You can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. At JChurchRadio. Follow me right there. Okay? All right. Follow me if you enjoy freedom, if you enjoy freedom of thought, if you're curious about our past, if you wonder about science and time travel and UFOs, conspiracy and lost history and dreams, life after death, all of that stuff, art, music, right? Gilligan's Island, all of that stuff. I saw some pictures today. Jason Quitt, I hope you're listening. Jason Quitt posted up in Twitter the Bigfoot footprints that I didn't find. Some kids found up in Washington, and it was an amazing day. And I've talked about it a few times on the show, but to go back and see the pictures of all of us there, the Wenners, the kids, Fader 1 and Fader 2, Jax is in that picture, Phoenix is in that picture, Jason and myself. And I'm looking at the footprint, and what's going through my mind as I'm looking down, you can't see the footprint, but what's going through my mind at that moment, it was pretty incredible. But then Jason followed that up with the footprint itself, and it just brought back a flood of memories. And when you look at that footprint, you realize what is going through my mind. That was incredible. So, Jason, thank you for posting that. I stole both of the pictures. I'll pop them up in social media tomorrow and tell a little, my version of that story. It was pretty incredible. So thank you for that, Jason. All right. So if you're into all of that stuff, follow me on Twitter. If you're not, don't waste your time, because this is a cool place. This is a fun place. Don't waste your time. If you're looking for unfun, uncool, this ain't the place to be. All right. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox. Hashtag F2BQ is Faded Black Questions. All questions may have wanted to be like us, but that won't be for much longer. Nah, Eric, you're wrong. You're wrong. I said that yesterday too. I said, we got to get back on track, and we're going to do it. Don't have a choice. And we are not going to move forward in this country and fix things by hating our neighbors. Nope. Ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. You love thy neighbor. And that's what makes this country great. So Eric, I hate to break it to you, bro, but this country is going to swing things around. So is the rest of the world. Okay? This pandemic hasn't gone anywhere. All right. We got to get that stuff fixed. We got to get people back to work. I want the streets, I want the potholes fixed. Bridges. We need to get all that stuff fixed. All right. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. 747-228-2051 is the phone number. All the chat rooms are open. Hello to everybody over on Spreaker. I'm looking at you right now. Awakening Catman. So Awakening Man is now in the Spreaker chat too as well and tweeting at the same time. Oh, man. It's over. Breaking news. Elon Musk has overtaken Jeff Bezos to become the world's richest person, worth an estimated $189 billion after his electric car firm Tesla surged in value, briefly even surpassing Facebook. According to Bloomberg, which tracks the rich list through its billionaires index, Elon has leapfrogged Bezos, who is an estimated $184 billion billionaire, have already moved ahead of Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates in recent weeks. Mr. Musk has been propelled to the top of the rich list faster than any other individual in history. Listen to this. Having been worth just a paltry $27 billion at the start of 2020. Holy crap. Now, yeah, do the math. That is $160 billion. Raise. Elon Musk. Let's get the show cracking. Happy birthday to today. Nicolas Cage is 57 years old. Jeremy Renner, today, 50. Kenny Loggins, 73. Kenny Loggins. He did the theme song for what movie? What movie? Come on. Caddyshack. The Go-Go's Kathy Valentine today is 62. Our dead guy's birthday today is Paul Revere Dick. 1938 to 2014, died at the age of 76. Paul was the leader, keyboardist, and by dropping his last name to create the stage name, the namesake of Paul Revere and the Raiders. The band had 23 straight hits from the early 60s to the early 70s, including the 1971 number one hit, Indian Reservation. Paul died in Garden Valley, Idaho on October 4th, 2014 at the age of 76. On this day in history, OTD 1785, Frenchman Jean-Pierre Blanchard and American John Jeffries travel from Dover, England to Calais, France in a gas balloon, becoming the first to cross the English Channel by air. That flight, by the way, they had oars on board that had silk at the end because they thought that they could paddle the air to get to Calais. They had a boat anchor in there in case they had to anchor, all this. And they almost crashed. So everything was thrown overboard. The oars, the anchor, everything. They cleaned it out and even took off their clothes. Dudes landed without pants. But they made it on this day in history in 1785. Fader fact. Well, how do I know this stuff? How do I even know that those guys landed without pants? Where are my priorities? Why would I file that away for future reference? I did for you. Fader fact. In 2013, Emily Harris, a 9-year-old British girl, passed through Turkish customs with a toy passport that was made for one of her toys, with gold teddy bears on the front that identified her as a unicorn. Yes, Turkish customs actually stamped the toy passport, granting her access to the country. Later, they found out that it was a toy. It wasn't real, and she wasn't a unicorn. Tonight it's Thursday. Open lines all night long. Phones are ringing off the hook. I'm not going to answer anything until after this short break, but the call-in number is 747-228-2051. All right. Now it's time for me to hit this River Moon coffee. Got a good pot tonight. rivermoonwellness.com. Yeah. To navigate to our page, you go to the top. There's a drop down that says Jimmy Church. You got to go find it. Hey, you got to go find it, but it's there. It's there. Okay. And if you click on the links over at jimmychurchradio.com, it'll take you straight there. rivermoonwellness.com. All the really cool wellness products along with our great coffee. You got a coffee grinder on there on the website. I got to get me that coffee grinder. I hope you're listening, River Moon. I never have pantless men land for me. Oh, really? Stacy, got to go to France, got to go to Calais. You got to go to Calais. All right, so I was talking at the top of the show about my comments yesterday about America, right? We got to get it back together, and we will. But, so, I want to talk about Panama. And now check this out. Panama, now I lived there for 3 years. 1977, 78, 79, 1980. Yeah, 3 years. And Panama is beautiful, amazing weather. The people are incredibly beautiful, wonderful, fun, smart, amazing, most of them. And the culture, old country, old. You've got all kinds of influences down there. You've got the Mayans and, of course, the Spanish and Balboa and the conquistadors and all of that stuff, and old castles and forts and things made of stone. Crazy. Of course, you got the Panama Canal. And now I lived on what they call the Pacific side. And if you look at Panama on a map, because the canal runs north and south, basically. It's at a little bit of an angle, but north and south. And so on the south side of Panama, because Panama runs like the letter S if you turn it sideways, and the canal's in the middle of that S in the thin part. And right there, so it's like a north and south side to the country. On the north side is, they call it the Atlantic side. That's the Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic Ocean. And then I don't know how many miles it is across there. It's very thin. It's like 40 miles. But on the south side is where I lived, on the Pacific side, the nicer side, my opinion. But two different countries, the north and the south, different weather, different everything. It's just a different cities. Cologne on the north side, totally different vibe than Panama City on the south side where I live. Well, anyway, my memories of Panama, especially at that age, age of 15, 16, 15. Wonderful, amazing country. And the people there, the Panamanians, the most wonderful, warm people that you can imagine hanging out with. But the most oppressive, gnarly military and police system there, martial law 24/7, every day. The most oppressive threat hanging over your head at any moment. Any moment. Everybody knew this. Now, it doesn't take away from the way of life. That was cool. It was great. And it seemed like on the surface, a certain amount of freedoms. But it was this oppression hanging out over you. You saw Guardia Nacional with his machine gun, and you just snapped to attention. You just, right there was, oh, man, don't want them to look at us. Don't look at, no attention. And it was like that for everybody. It didn't matter if you were a mother, or a grandmother, grandfather, son, daughter. No matter what you were doing, Guardia Nacional, car, immediate, just crazy oppression. Crazy. This threat hanging out all over. And then there was this like secret government clan. And these guys wore these white shirts, sometimes light blue, but they were buttoned down and they had a certain style. I forget what they were called. Like a dress shirt with short sleeves and khakis. But these guys, I'm not making this up. These guys didn't carry guns. These guys carried 3-foot black rubber hoses. This long, that big around, black, like a baton, but it was a rubber hose. And these guys would show up in packs and beat down a crowd. And now just imagine what I am saying to you. I'm not making this up. And you knew when you saw those guys walking up, now these guys have families, they have homes, they live in neighborhoods. I don't know where they come from, but it was this type of oppression all the time. All the time. Imagine that in the United States. Now, one day I'm out on the edge of the Panama Canal. It's at night. I'm with 3 friends. I'm not going to say their names on the air. One of them just reached out to me about telescopes, and his name's Paul. Hey, Paul. And we're all sitting on the edge of the Panama Canal and smoking weed. A friend of mine's car that all 4 of us arrived on, it was a Ford Maverick, is parked in back of us. And we're waiting for some friends to show up. It's like a Friday night. And we're waiting for them. And then somebody says, here comes a car. Okay. It's our friend. And we turn around and look, and there's headlights coming through the tall sawgrass coming towards us. We're on the edge of the canal. We're on the bank of the canal in front of us. Ships are going through. Miraflores locks are right here. The Pacific Ocean is right here. And so we turn around, and it's not our friends. We're watching the car pull through. It is the Guardia Nacional. I don't know how they found us. I don't. We were by ourselves. But anyway, so they pull up. Oh, no. Here it goes. They get out, guns drawn. There's 4 of them. And there's 4 of us. And they get us all to stand up. We're all in high school. We're kids. I'm 15 years old. They get us all to line up. They search us. They take our wallets out. They put those on the hood of the car. They're going through the car. I know that there's a bag of weed in the car. It's about this big. I know that is in there. It's not my car, but I know it's in there because I was rolling joints out of that bag earlier. And then they eventually find that. That goes down on the hood of the car. They go back. They search us again. And then they take our watches. I thought that was weird, but they take all of our watches. Those are now on the hood of the car. Then they handcuff us together, the 4 of us. And so what is that? 1, 2, it's like 3 pairs of handcuffs for 4 people, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So they handcuff us all together. Then they take our shoes off of our feet. I couldn't believe it. And then they take everything that is on the hood of the car, and they leave. They leave. They left our wallets, but they took all of our money. They took our watches. They took our shoes, and they took anything else of value that we had on us, got in their police car, and left. Left 3 teenage kids standing on the bank of the Panama Canal, and they leave. Now, we get in my friend's car. We're all handcuffed. They left. We get in my friend's car. He's driving. We're all tied up in this car. I don't know if we had 3 people in the back seat and 1 in the front who's driving handcuffed, or maybe somehow and we drive to my house. We drive all the way up, across, out to Fort Amador. We had to go to somebody's parents who were cool, right? And it was me. So we go to my house, go in, handcuffed, and go up and knock on my dad's door, his bedroom door. He answers, and me and my 3 friends are in the hallway handcuffed together. And he looks at me and what? I said, dude, it's a long story, but can you help us get out of these handcuffs? My dad walks us out to the shed, unlocks it, gets out a hacksaw, and he's cutting the handcuffs off of us. Now, that right there, as beautiful as Panama is, and as fond as the memories are, I've got a Panama tattoo right here. Love the country. But that is why I appreciate America. Because I know. I've been there. And Panama's beautiful. Oh, my goodness. People are unbelievable. But it's not America. And there are beautiful places like that all around the world. But it ain't here. It ain't here. So, all of you Americans out there, all of you U.S. citizens, listen to me. People look up to this country. They look up to you. They look up to your family. They would love to have what you have. And you may think you've got nothing. You've got everything, because these streets are paved with gold. And never forget that. All right? We on the same page? This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is Thursday. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. On the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate, with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Go Beckley Teppy.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRAradio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. Getthetea.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the planet.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday. It is Fadernight. Truly, the greatest night in all of talk radio, in all of the world. Your phone calls all night long, 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Yeah. All right, what's on your mind tonight? Anything going on out there? Woo! What a day yesterday. What a day. What a day. I don't want to set the tone for the show. You guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Yeah. How about food and guitars? Let's do food and guitars tonight. Oh, man. Hey, Church, what's a song? What's a song that you really like that the guitar solo just ruins it for you? I'm sure that everyone has one. That's from Triscale. What guitar solo in a song ruins the song? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Man, that's good. That's good. All right, I got one for you. My Sharona.
My Sharona. Yeah, there's a few out there like that. What's that's from Triscale. What's yours? What's yours? My Sharona, when that was a big hit, and that would come on the radio, I mean, right? And it goes nowhere. But that song is a toe tapper. And it's strong. And then you got that whole chorus and the lead into that solo section, and it just kills it. Kills the song. So I always I'd listen to the first half. So pick one, the Beatles or the Stones. I gotta go Stones. Gotta go Stones on that. And that's from NM Nelson in Toronto. Yeah, I'm going Stones on that. I never got the Beatles. Growing up, man, I never got the Beatles. I never did. And there wasn't enough guitar in it for me anyway, except for the very, very early stuff. And it just never captured my attention. Stones, different. Stones, I got the Stones. You know, it was weird. And I got the Stones later, too. I didn't get the Stones when I was younger. The Stones today, when I listen to their stuff, oh, man. Strong. So the Beatles today, I listen to it and I understand, I guess, what everybody was into back then. But I guess I wasn't mature enough when I was a kid to appreciate the Beatles, and it just never caught on. Now, let me change that, though. I got a bit of a paradox answer on that. Paul McCartney and Wings, whole different situation. Whole different situation. Paul McCartney and Wings at the speed of sound. Oh, man. Woo. I got Wings. I did. I've fully engaged on that. Totally different. And even the same thing with John Lennon, his solo stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm hip. George Harrison, his solo stuff. Yep. What was the drummer's name in the Beatles? They had a drummer. See, I don't even remember their solo stuff. His solo stuff. All right. Man, what is this with all of Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, or Queensryche? Today, okay, back in the day, there's no question about that answer. It's Judas Priest. And I would say that even today, Judas Priest reigns supreme. Queensryche would be number 2, followed by Iron Maiden. And there are parts of me that would say Queensryche, especially like Mind Crime and things, The Warning, what a great album. Queensryche is kind of number 1 for me out of that group. You know, there's elements of it, but the foundation of Judas Priest and what they are, they're the Kings. So, but today I have a different appreciation for Iron Maiden, and now today, as an adult, as a 57-year-old metalhead, I'm going to say that's nearly a 3-way tie. 3 amazing singers, 3 bands that could write, 3 bands that had a message. And it's almost a 3-way tie. But back in the day, there's no question about it. Judas Priest, number 1. Queensryche, number 2. Iron Maiden, when throughout the 80s and early 90s, I didn't pay enough attention to them. Today, oh, man, I totally get it. Iron Maiden, the last 20 years for me, they've really impressed me. Okay, wow. How about Black Sabbath? Well, Black Sabbath, Ringo Starr. That's right. That was the drummer in the Beatles. Ringo Starr. Yeah. Come on, I kid. How about Black Sabbath? Black Sabbath is it. That's the king. That's the top of the heap. That's it. Black Sabbath right there. Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. There's things that are at the top of everything. You guys are getting good with this. Okay, hold on. I got calls on hold, man. It's open line. Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears? Christina could sing. I mean, there's no question about it. She's just an amazing singer. Britney Spears, back in the day, Hit Me Baby, all that stuff. Britney Spears had it together, but Christina's got amazing pipes. There's a couple of Tom Morello leads for some kick-ass Audio Slave songs that are an ice pick to the ear. Yes, I would. You know what? I agree with that tri-scale. Tom Morello's rhythm guitar playing in all of their songs is so good. And then he can't play solos. He can't. Okay, listen. Metallica, Megadeth, or Slayer? Oh, come on. Metallica. We're talking today. Should I was talking to a company today. I don't want to disclose a whole lot here. One of the companies that I work with. And so I was talking to one of their marketing people today, and they're sending me out some stuff. And we started talking about Megadeth and Nick Menza and Ohm, Chris Poland, and had a long conversation about Megadeth. And that's pretty strange that you just pop that up there. Metallica, again, reigns supreme there. Slayer, also very cool. Megadeth, and I got all their stuff, too, somewhere. Megadeth never did it for me. Couple of them, couple songs here and there. But, okay, all right. System of a Down. System of a Down is an amazing band. Top to bottom, front to back, to and fro, hither and thither. System of a Down is amazing. An amazing band, and I just hiccuped. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Jimmy?
Yes.
Hey, it's Heather from Mansfield with flowers in her pocket.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. First up out of the gate tonight, Heather. All right.
I know. It's awesome because I stayed up late just to call in so I can go to bed and listen to the rest of the show tomorrow.
Okay, so you're going to hang up. Okay. Well, what's on your mind?
Well, I have to go to bed. Actually, you know what? I decided, I didn't want to talk about anything that's going on in the world. I really enjoyed the show the other night with Isaac, and I wanted to talk a little bit about measurement.
Okay.
All right. So, granted, both of you have more knowledge than I do. I consider myself an armchair physicist. And like you, I don't understand the math, but I like the concepts. But what I always take away from it when I listen to a lot of different people speak is, when it comes to measurement, I think the biggest problem that a lot of physicists have is this concept between materialism versus consciousness. Right. There has to be one without the other.
Right.
And if you are constantly trying to measure something material that's constantly moving but technically doesn't exist according to their theory and their math, that it's energy fluctuating at a specific vibration, then there's no way that you could possibly ever measure it, because in essence everything's still theory on whether it even exists or not. Does that make sense?
Well, but that's the big issue right there is what you're touching upon. That's the big issue. And
correct.
When any physicist will tell you that they know that they can think, question, laugh, cry, have emotions, taste things and smell things and have an emotional reaction to it, and the things that make them who they are and their consciousness, right? They will, but that's as far as they take it. They don't go into anything esoteric. They don't go to anything strange. They don't care about it. They don't wonder about it. Nobody can answer it. Nobody can measure it. And they feel that consciousness is nothing special, that it's just a chemical reaction with particles that accumulates throughout mass, and we have it and whatever. And that's
But they take into consideration the observer effect, however.
They don't take anything into consideration when it comes to consciousness. And
Well, no. I mean, if they take in consideration the observer effect and that the observer can affect the outcome.
Right.
Wouldn't that also be the observer is the consciousness observing the physicality that they like to describe as material?
Yeah, exactly. And of course that is the way to look at it, but they don't. They don't even care about that kind of crazy consideration and putting that on the table. They do not open the door. They don't do it. And that's why.
Well, we do.
Well, we do. and like I
we
said,
do.
That's the first question out of the gate for us with the physicists, you know, is they don't know. No, that door does not get opened. And you get two physicists together talking, the consciousness is never even going to get brought up. They're not going to talk about it.
Correct.
And
maybe behind closed doors, but not out in the public.
I've had those conversations, and it's really funny. They nah, and they just don't care, and they're trained to not care. They are told that whole hard sciences group. You get into that. You go to a conference or a convention and thing, that everybody there is on the same page. You check your philosophy at the door. It's not allowed in here, and we're not going to talk about it. And they just don't. That's it.
Right.
That's it. There's a line in the sand. I heard Sean Carroll, and he's great. He's great. And he frustrates me to no end because I enjoy his concepts. I like the way he teaches. He's allowed me to understand a lot of things because of the way that he is able to verbalize and communicate. I dig it. But I heard somebody ask him one time, said, so, do you believe in ghosts? And they were talking about entanglement at that point, right? Parallel worlds and the math and how it supports this. And then he says, well, what about ghosts? And Sean Carroll literally, and I was like, okay, here we go. It's going to be good. Sean Carroll goes, I don't have time to even consider that stuff.
See, this is my point, though. They're literally theorizing and writing math for things that they cannot see, but refuse to believe in anything that doesn't support the math, but they can't see it. Does that make you're following me?
It's
Heather, kind of like, okay, we believe in dark matter.
Yes,
we
Heather.
Can't see it, but we theorize it's there.
It's the battle between philosophy and physics. That battle, which is a real one. You have to go back. Newton, in a very strange way, was probably the last physicist / philosopher. Okay, because he was a very religious man. He had a very strong foundation in religion and things. But yet, gravity and his book on mathematics set the standard throughout until modern times. And a lot of it that's still in there, especially the gravity side of things, we use those equations today. They haven't even been altered. So that's how strong it was. But he was like the end. And if you go back, you go back to ancient Greece, and you push things way back. There were philosophers and scientists, alchemists that were looking at all things, and they've just separated. And now today, absolutely, philosophy on one side of the room, physicist on the other, and there isn't even a little bit of a blend. There isn't. And that's the way they want it, and that's it. And
again, another divide.
Yeah, totally. It's 100%, and it's very, very strange. I would recommend anybody to go, and there's so much of it out there, but to go and spend a month or two listening to Brian Green's conversations with other people, and his presentations, which are all great. Sean Carroll and his YouTube channel, Mindscape is the name of his YouTube program, and he's got a couple of other things on there too as well, some other series of things. And go and then jump off and listen to Brian Green on Joe Rogan. Listen to Sean Carroll on Joe Rogan. But they do presentations at Stanford and Columbia and Google and the Science Foundation in New York. And go and listen to all of those presentations. There's just thousands of videos. And just go and listen. And probably the only one out of everybody today, and that includes, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that. Out of all of them, Brian Green is the one. Now, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's a closed book on anything strange. He doesn't consider it, doesn't care. But Brian Green's the one guy that will sort of. He's Jewish, but his family's religious. He is not. And so any talk of religion, and which he's asked about all the time, he just turns the wheel right in front of you, drives the car right off the road. I'm spiritual with math. That's my go-to. And so, but he'll talk a little bit about consciousness. He'll kind of go there, but he still slams the door on it ultimately in the end.
Right.
So let's see. Hold on. Katya's in the house. Hey, Katya. Katya just said it's called Epsteinology. It's one of the three pillars of philosophy. The other two being ethics and metaphysics. Man, she's so smart.
There you go.
Epsteinology. Ask how.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. How do you know what you know? What lens of belief system are you looking through to discern your reality? Katya Ferris in the house. How you doing, Katya? All right. Wow. All the calls on hold, Heather. And we just took that through a full segment.
Hey, before I go, my husband's sitting here, and he wanted me to ask you what your favorite Cream or Clapton song is, since you were doing music earlier.
Yeah, my favorite Cream song? I'm going to bum him out. Or Clapton. Okay. Well, Clapton, I'm going to go anything off of Ocean Avenue.
Anything off of Ocean.
Yeah. But if you back up off of that, I got to go Layla. I got to go Layla on that.
All right. He's going to go listen in the other room, so I don't have to interpret.
But yeah, Layla is just so strong. His original version of Crossroads is still up there for me, but Layla is magic. Layla is Clapton's stairway.
It's pretty cool.
It's his stairway to heaven. It's his free bird.
Yep.
Have a great night, Heather. Enjoy your weekend.
Love you, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend, too.
You too.
All right.
Great phone call. And, wow. With everybody on hold, do I bring in somebody now? Okay, hold on for a second. I'm going to do this. I'm going to freak somebody out. All right. Let's see here. Let's see if I've got somebody ready to go. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, this is Chuck Elliott from Pennsylvania, bud.
Hey, Chuck, how are you, man?
Oh, me, Kara, the four-legged furry kids, we're all doing well. Everything's great. Yeah, man. Yep.
Oh, man. And Chuck, how's Kara?
Oh, yeah. Just, again, every day's a struggle, but, it's a struggle of getting her whole body to catch up with. And that is the truth, to catch up with a healthy, awesome heart.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
for like 15, 16 years, it was the other way around. Her whole loving body kept that heart going as long as it could. And so I guess now we're just finding the balance, but believe me, it is a balance all in a wonderful way. So yeah.
All right. She's training for a marathon is what you're saying.
Oh, dude, I just have a feeling like she has some heart from some just punk, crazy, hyper, fast and furious teenager video gamer type of kid. She's just going to be flying in circles. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Who knows? So far, no new habits or weird smells like from her donor. I don't want to get creepy. I think it's beautiful, but yeah, she is doing great, man.
What's on your mind, Chuck?
Okay, so I've always said every time I call how much the show inspires me, feels like family. Nothing's changed there. It just gets stronger. The last 3 days seem to kind of turn that wow button on for me, if you want to say. So I know we're on a time crunch, so I'll try and do this really quick. I've always been fascinated with the triangle for many, many, many years, just from the pictures and stories we've all heard. I've just always had a fascination with it. And the triangle came up quite a bit this week. Can we say absolutely?
Yes.
Throughout your guest. Yeah. And then you mentioned something that I was pondering over the weekend about, and again, I want to keep it simple, measurement, So again, probably because I have 1 minute, here it is. The pyramid. On one point of the pyramid, everything that could be everything, it never stops. Like our universe will never stop growing. Anything that could possibly be anything is on that one dot of the pyramid. On the other dot of the pyramid is absolute nothing, can be, keeps going. I don't care how small it is, then it keeps breaking up, smaller. And those first two dots of the pyramid, I think we've all understood forever too. It's what's come up so much in so many conversations throughout this week. But let's keep it simple. For every action, the big dot on the pyramid that's got just everything. For every action, there's that reaction. The other dot on the pyramid, absolutely nothing. It's as small as I get. But the problem is, where I think where all the confusion comes in, what, call me as crazy as you want, my wow moment that you and your guests built for me throughout the week is that we've always understood those first two dots, but there's like a balance problem. There's like a mixed problem. There's a measurement problem. And that word measurement, listening to how you pondered it, inside my head, I just kept thinking of this word like knowledge. But what does knowledge mean? What was something inside me, anything, any of us that doesn't have an action and a reaction? Nothing.
Yeah.
But wait, an action and a reaction are those first two dots on the pyramid. The third dot on the pyramid, why? We've Ryan and so many guests that want to tell us everything, but they can't. You've heard them all say, whenever we joke, we think people can handle the truth of ET now. Sure. Little green men, whatever. No. That's not what we're talking about. It's a literal level that could kill you, change you, hurt, whatever. We are actually not ready for it. That last dot on that pyramid.
You're absolutely right, Chuck.
Is consciousness. It's consciousness.
I knew that's where I knew that's where you were going.
That is what it is, Jimmy. There is no opposite or a reaction. What is consciousness? It is one thing. It's one dot. So but that's the longest you ever let me talk. Thank you.
And I got to head to a break, Chuck. Give my best.
I know you do, man.
Give my best to Kara. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, my man. You always make us think.
I will, Jimmy.
Thank you so much,
I
Chuck.
will, Jimmy. Love you, faders. Good night, everybody.
Love you right back. Chuck Elliott, Chuck and Kara. All right, 747-228-2051, Thursday night, Fader night. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Come and hang out with us. Hashtag F2B right in front of me. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox. I'll be right back.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man,
jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Yes. We are also Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. And you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I'm gonna do a quick tweet. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I shouldn't ever have to say anything. Now, you want to read this tweet? Follow me on Twitter and see who that just got sent to. I've got zero patience as I get older. I can only imagine how cranky I'm going to be a couple of years. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Thursday night, Fader night, best night of the week. I get to hang out with all of you. Just take your phone calls and see what is up. Let's see. Slam Diego. What would you recommend for a Strat player? Mostly clean and only little distortion. What's a good amp? Value your expertise, Jimmy. If I'm going clean, Strat, little distortion, man, you just got to go Fender. You got to go Fender. Fender tubes. And, you can get inexpensive. You can get an all-tube Fender for reasonable money. Nothing beats a Fender Twin, and their reissue is pretty good. You can get that. You can get a good Fender amp for a nice one for $1,000 new. But you can get something really nice and tasty like what I've got in here. I've got a little Fender combo behind us. I don't know what model it is, but it's right there. But Fender with a Fender Strat, especially clean tones. You want those bell, bingy, with a little distortion. Got to go Fender, man, and open that sucker up. What's this? Okay. I have no idea, man, but somebody's going to get. Dude, you need to chill out. I'm telling you right now. You're teetering on the block button. I'm not going to say anything. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Trevor Williams from Scranton.
Trevor Williams from Scranton. There you go. What's on your mind tonight, Trevor?
Well, first of all, I just want to take a moment to thank, I believe her name was Marla. She was reading the tarot cards as a guest you had on maybe a week ago.
Uh-huh.
It's a special thanks to her, first off, because I actually wrote her an email and she responded, and she told me that I had, like an ET presence and I was a children of the cosmos, and it was quite amazing. So I just wanted to make a shout out to her, first of all. And second of all, I just had a question for you. I'm actually going to be starting a podcast of my own, and I just wanted some advice. Simply, anything you could do that could send me down the right direction, because it's going to be similar, topics to what you talk about.
Okay, ask me that question again.
Okay, so I'm starting a podcast, and I just want some advice. Because the podcast is going to be, the same topics that you talk about, basically, and you're the guy that could probably give me the best advice right now.
Advice. Okay, so I didn't miss it. Okay, advice on what? On gear? On how to do it? I mean,
on just how to approach. I mean, I'm trying to think the best way to put it. I guess just overall going down this path. What is the best way to approach? My first guest is going to be Nick Pope, for example.
Okay. Okay, first, never say the word Write that down.
There you go.
No,
Perfect.
as in never. Never
Gotcha.
say the word Write that down. That's number one. And I say it a lot too. Never say it.
Yeah.
Never say it. But there's really, if you want to just give advice on how to do it, there's only one rule, and that's at the very, very tippy top of everything, which is be yourself. The person that is telling a story around a campfire with some friends, right? That person, that who needs to do the podcast. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't act. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be the person that just talks to your friends or your family. That's it. Anybody that you can think of, like with me, right now, like with me. This is the person that you get at the dinner table. This is the person that you get in public. This is the person that you get when I'm alone with my daughters. It's the same person. I'm not different. I'm not somebody else on the air and then I'm somebody else no. And that takes a long time to dial in. But you need to understand that crazy esoteric side of this is that you have to be you. And it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to find that spot. It's hard. It's really hard. It's so difficult. And it takes years. I remember I thought I was ready for radio. And I went and spoke to somebody, and they said this: 2 years. You need to go. I don't care where you go, what radio station it is, wherever it is, but you need to go there for 2 years and then come back and talk to me. Because then you will have started to find yourself. And this is the advice that you get from anybody that's in broadcast when you're first starting out, before you've even done your first practice show, and think. You are always told that. Find yourself. It's tough, man, because people want to get on the air and be Howard Stern or be Alex Jones,
right,
or be Casey Kasem, whatever it is, whoever it is that, Jim Rome, right, whoever it is. And I've seen and heard it over and over and over again. And it's a difficult thing. So that's the advice. Right out of the gate, you're going to go and listen to yourself. You're going to do your podcast. I don't care. You've listened to my advice, right? And you go and you do your podcast. You go and you do it. And now you're being Trevor, right? And then you play that podcast for one of your friends, somebody that knows you. They're going to go, dude, it's not you. What's going on here? And you think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. right?
Right.
And you're going to find out. The only, that natural thing that happens that attracts you to all of these different, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's the news, if it's talk radio, if it's the ones that you are attracted to, that keeps your attention, is somebody that is being natural and is being themselves. They're not trying to be somebody else. And it doesn't matter what the subject is. And if the person's really good, you can listen to a podcast about crocheting, cats, scuba diving, photography. If it's them and they're being honest, you're going to stay engaged. So that's it. You've got to find yourself, Trevor. So think about that. Lie awake tonight with your eyes open going, man, how can I be myself? Well, there it is. Okay.
Well, I mean, Jimmy, you just gave me some great advice. And, thinking on it, it's like that is probably the most difficult thing you could do is be yourself, and especially when you're trying to do what you do. So I greatly appreciate the advice you gave me because, like I said, I have a pretty big guest on for my first show. It's a while away yet, but I reached out to somebody and I don't know why, but they agreed to give me about 15 minutes. And I greatly appreciate what you do and the advice you just gave me.
Have a great weekend, Trevor. Good luck, and let us know when that podcast comes out.
I will do. Thank you, Jimmy. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you, Trevor. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. I remember, oh, man, this is like 2008. And me and some friends, I think back then, I believe Hilton Palm was one of the hosts of the show. It was me, Hilton, and I can't remember the third guy. There was three of us, and we did a sports show in school. And we booked the studio time, and we all go in, and I've got all these newspapers and these articles, and we all kind of handled it the same way, and we did this 2-hour show that was on the radio, and I took the recording of it, and I played it for my brother-in-law, and I left the room. I remember, so he's listening to it, and he comes out. It's 2 hours. He comes out after 5 or 10 minutes. When I was like, hey, he hated it. Right. And it was really funny. He goes, it does not sound like you. It was harsh. I took it on the chin, but that's the deal. You gotta find yourself. You gotta be able to do that. Anybody out there that knows me, that's hung out with me and reading things, they know when they dial in to Fade to Black that the guy that's on the air is the guy that they know. That's it. This is how I speak. This is how I think. It drives people crazy, but that's it. You just have to be yourself. That's it. With Fade to Black, you 100% get what you pay for. This is not a facsimile. This is not a representative. It's just who I am. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. I think it's me online, Ontario, Canada. Lorianne, how are you?
Hi, Lorianne. How are you?
I'm good. I know I've called in the past and I've had some, some drunken call-ins or whatever, but I assure you I'm quite aware tonight.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, it's always cool. Yeah. It's growing, right? Humans are supposed to grow.
Yes.
So.
Yes, they are. What's on your mind?
So what's on my mind is I've been listening to you for decades and all your callers and everything. I have questions for you specifically because I probably will never meet you. I have children. My 2 children finished their education over Christmas. They're post-secondary. They got, A+ and over 95s, and that's all great. They're struggling of course, through this COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 50 years old. I think we're close enough in age. I guess what I'm wondering is, like, the world is changing. The kids are, my kids seemingly aren't struggling, but I mean, oh my God, I look back on my life. This is nothing like what they're going to experience. And they're looking at their future with a different light in their eye than we ever did. And I think it's kind of like unspoken. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about what our next generation is going through. And I guess with your channel, what I'm trying to ask, I think, is I've always been in my decade, in my consciousness, I've always been like questioning about, you know, aliens, other worlds, other galaxies, a bigger picture. And then I talk to my kids about it and they're like, you're crazy. But then they're going through this change. Like, how do we teach our young children how to get through all of this shit? It's a lot, honestly.
Well, what is secondary in Canada? What grade?
We're in lockdown, full
said,
force, right?
You said school. Oh. They just finished secondary. What is secondary?
Oh, sorry. They're in post-secondary. So my daughter is in her last year of 4-year university.
Yeah,
and my
in college.
Son is,
okay. There you go. Now,
university for my daughter and college for my son. In Canada, there are two different distinctions.
You guys got to be different, don't you? Okay, but they're both in college. Yeah. They're both in college.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, let's say that.
All right. Well, the best advice, the only advice that you should consider at this point, especially at the age of 50, is drill in their heads that they got to get jobs good enough to pay for your retirement and buy you an island. That's it. That's the only consideration. No matter what they want to do, they got to take care of you. No, I say that in jest, but then again, I kind of really mean that because you want the best for your kids, you know. But kids these days, Lorianne, and I've got 2 daughters at the same age, same situation, is that kids these days are in a different world than we are in, and trying to understand their outlook is very difficult for us as parents because we see their lives like ours is and how we grew up. Same planet. We walk on the same dirt, okay? We do. We breathe the same air. But two different worlds. 2 different things, and we as parents today cannot understand it. We can't.
So what I'm asking is, like, we have a very big channel, and
you need to speak into the phone, Lorianne. Speak into the phone.
I am, but I'm in a concrete jungle because I have to sell my house and rent for the first time in 50 years.
Okay, now.
But anyways.
Okay.
What I'm asking is, you're right. It's like my kids are honor students. They have everything in front of them. They have options. But I'm looking at it like this planet doesn't even make any sense to anybody, because if in my mind, what if there's extraterrestrial shit going on, and in your lifetime disclosure is going to come, you know? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's completely bizarre because it's such a disconnect between my age and what you and I and our age has been fighting for, and their age and economy and money and status. Like, it's such a disconnect. And I have my kids' respect for sure. But I'm sure from their perspective, they're looking at me like, what the hell? Like, is this nuts or is it not nuts? You know?
No,
we've all been going.
Yeah, see, and this is, but you're right and you're right. So, but listen to me for a second. When you were when you were 10, when you were 11, when you were 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you looked at your parents just like they were strangers too. And they, the way that they were raised. If you're 50, your parents were in high school in the 60s and in college in the 60s. And listening to the Dave Clark 5, and when you were 15, you were in the 70s, a totally different thing from the 1950s and 1960s, and your parents were ancient to you and didn't understand what you were going through. Well, hear me out, Lorianne. Today, no matter how cool you think you are, and no matter how hip you are and your communication with your kids and you guys understand each other, you're ancient to them. They live in another world that you don't understand it. It's the same when we were. It's the way it is. You have to just let them do their thing. I
disagree, Jimmy. I think things are moving faster. I think our kids are smarter. I think their technology is moving quite quickly. And I think when I bring up things like alien and galaxies and, maybe other worlds, combined with their knowledge of everything is faster, and their concept compared to mine in the 70s, their concept is, oh, for sure, there's other things going on out there. Whereas mine were in fiction books and not mentored. We have so many physics and smart people telling our kids, there's just so much to talk about. Like, honestly, I'm 50, like I said, so I've been researching all of this. And then when I try to communicate this to my kids, I think there's some measure that they're listening to me. Mm-hmm. And I guess my question is, these 20, so my son just turned 20 and my daughter today is her birthday. She just turned 22. So I think they are listening, but we come from such different realms. Okay, let me put it this way. Here's a question. Do you remember how we went from agriculture to tech? Mm-hmm. I think right now we're going from tech to something I just don't even have the word for, like a big galaxy, like a bigger thought. I think it's open to them, but as our generation, when we talk to our kids, they're kind of like, they tread a line of like, it's possible, but it's crazy, Yeah. And I love your channel. I love your channel for that reason, because we can discuss these issues. It's difficult. If as a parent, you feel like I'm telling you these things and they're like trying to receive it.
Yeah, I think that, and I've got to head to a break here. I've got 15 seconds. Sure. So I'll say this. Sure. Our daughter, Deanna, she's 25. She comes in the other night out of the blue, Lorianne, out of the blue. I've never had this conversation with her. She goes, we're living in a simulation. I said, what? Yep. We're living in a simulation. Everything that we're doing, all of our decisions, everything else is part of a video game. I said, well, who's creating what? Say what? And I turned to Rita. I said, where's she getting this from? She goes, oh, me and my friends. This is all we talk about. So your kids, you may not know that they're reading the books or but they're having these conversations. They are. They're having these. They are. They may not be having them with you. Like my daughter blindsided me.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Enjoy your weekend, Lorianne. Thank you so much, and be safe up there in Canada.
And thank you for sharing that about your daughter, because I think that you're right. It happens more than we probably know.
Oh, you have no idea. You had your secrets from your parents. Have a great weekend, Lorianne. And 747-228-2051. Thursday night Fader Night, 747-228-2051. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Do you want to be an official Fadernaut? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night, open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. And this is where I talk about Virtual Shield VPN. You've got to get Virtual Shield VPN, especially everybody hears about VPNs, you know, and how to have a virtual private network and how to do it. Virtual Shield makes it so easy, and it's right there. It's in your browser. Turn it on, turn it off, pick your city, wherever you want to be located in. You can do whatever you want, and it's really easy. It's just a click, or you can leave it running all the time, like I do here as well. So you can turn it on and off, but it's super easy. It's nothing complicated, nothing technical. But what is they do all the work for you. But what is important now, and especially what is going on with other countries out there like China and how you are tracked, because right now there's a lot of chatter going on about suggestions that our credit scores might be based on our internet history. That's crazy thought. Now, you better be thinking about what I am saying here. Okay? The same way banks use data like income to judge your credit eligibility right now is how websites could use internet search history in the future. And it's a crazy thought, right? What is it that you're out there searching for? What's in your search history? They take a peek at that, and suddenly you're going to get a rating based on your search history. Researchers studying right now the relationship between finance and tech found that data from your browsing, your search history, your purchase history could be used to decide your credit in the future. If you want to prevent this from happening to you, you've got to use the absolute best VPN built from the ground up for privacy. Right? There is a strict no logs policy. Go to virtualshield.com/fade to black. That's all you got to do. virtualshield.com/fade to black. You're going to get Virtual Shield right now for 50% off today. Or simply click on the link below in the description box. It's right there. Make it easy for you. Virtual Shield VPN. Get it today. All right, it's Thursday nights, Fadernights, open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. I'm serious. Our daughter, Deanna, we're living in a simulation. I was like, what? She goes, oh, yeah, she laid it right down, point for point. And I was kind of proud for a second, and reading it. Rita's just grinning. You know about this? No. I said, where'd you get this? Where'd you get this from? Me and my friends. This is all we talk about. This is all we talk about. We're living in a simulation. I said, what about free will? We're not even sure about that now. Really? Yeah, but you can have free will in a simulation. I said, yeah, you can't. Whoa. It was nuts. You just don't know what your kids are talking about. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You got to turn me down in the background.
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Wow, actually, really? Hello? What's up, Jimmy?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Fadernight K, Adam in Green Bay.
Adam?
Hello?
Adam in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 18 feet.
Hallelujah, that's right. Hello, chat room. Hello, Fadernuts. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Rita. Wow. Happy New Year, everybody.
Wow.
Big blessings to everyone.
Yep. You got 18 feet of snow outside.
Yeah, we're not Canada, not yet.
It's still Green Bay, dude. Don't mess with me. It's still Green Bay.
The seagulls are still hungry, Jimmy. They're still trying to take my McMuffin from me.
Oh, is that right?
It's not that cold.
You know what's weird? We're in Burbank, and I don't know, 20 miles from the ocean, and we got seagulls in Burbank. It's weird. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? So anyway, what's on your mind tonight, Adam?
Jimmy, I got a lot of things on my mind tonight. Big shout out to the chat room. Big shout out to Rita. Big shout out to all the Fadernights. I mean, guys, come on. I want everybody in the chat room. This is a brand new year, 2021. Everybody in the chat room, please hit the like button, first of all. Whether you're on Spreaker, whether you're on Twitter, in the Sandbox, whether you're in YouTube, do what you do. Be sure to show Jimmy appreciation. Because, guys, come on. What else would we be doing besides sitting here? And shout out to Phil. No, I'm not beer drinking. I'm actually sitting here future thinking. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about the future for everybody here.
Yeah, right on, man.
We have a lot of things. We have a lot of things going on, Jimmy. Got a lot of things going on. You can take a side, or you can sit back and just take a seat. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to do. But just remember, everybody who's going to come together and put good minds together are going to put good minds together.
That's it. No, you just summed it all up. And Rita and I today, Adam, we're talking about this exact subject, right? It's like this phone call. I'm like in a deja vu. And she goes, okay, church, so what's going to happen? And I said, well, with what? She's like, with everything. I said, you know what? Honestly, you want my take? Okay. So everybody listen to me. Adam, listen to me. Everybody in the chat room. Everybody in the chat rooms. Everybody out there listening to me right now. just listen. Everything is going to just move forward. Everybody out there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Adam, what your thoughts are, what your belief system is, where you are right now in the pandemic or COVID or your job or this or that. Or,
Jimmy,
Adam,
what's the perfect call-in? What's the perfect call-in? Don't worry about nothing, man. Everything's going to be fine, guys. Don't worry.
That's right.
We got this together.
Adam,
I is the answer.
Adam, I didn't even get to the best part. Okay, so let me finish. Everybody has got to feed their family. Everybody's still got to work. Everybody's got bills to pay. Everybody's got things to worry about. Right. Everybody's got their own lives in a single individual sense to worry about. And that is going to continue. All the drama from yesterday, all the drama from 2020 is in our rear view mirror. And it's not going to snowball into crazy, because the snowball into craziness just happened in 2020. And that's it. We are going to move forward. And this is the one point. This is the one point with humans that happens over and over again that couldn't be more important. And that is the ability to have amnesia. We forget about things, and we just can't let all this negativity become part of us. We need to forget about it, learn from it, but move on.
Yep.
Move on. Everything is going to be like a bad dream soon enough. Right now, we're still in the middle of it, but that's it. That's it. Let's just move forward. We're going to all do it together. And we've been through things before. We just went through this. That's it. Move forward. That's it. Not sideways. No. Move straight ahead.
Not downways.
No.
Upways.
That's right.
Jimmy, let me get 30 seconds to run through the chat and just yell out some chat names. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to run through and yell out chat names for everybody in YouTube. Are you okay with that? Can I do that for everybody? It'll be so super fast. I could already be doing it if I didn't have to ask you for permission. I could just do it.
Adam,
it'd be like, well,
Adam, you just used up 15 seconds of your 30.
Shame. Rogue Status, Snoozer Knights, Dapper Conic, Dane and Rowe, Weemoji, Carl Baker, John E., Agent Hammer, Through Storm, Phil the Stalker. Everybody's throwing it back to Jimmy Church. Hey, man, Adderite K here. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for taking my call. Happy New Year, everybody. Like Jimmy said, like I said, it is going to get better. I mean, come on, guys.
There you go, Adam.
We're at rock bottom. It can only get better, guys. I love you all.
Adam, go shovel your driveway. I'll talk to you, man.
No.
Have a great
It's already done.
Have a great weekend,
Good
man.
night, Jimmy.
Thank you, Adam. That's a great phone call right there. Adam up in Green Bay. Yeah, that's it. And it was kind of when I said that to Rita today, I meant it. We have a way of just working through the drama, because you can get stuck. If you want to stay stuck in the middle of the drama, you want to stay stuck on some crazy things, whatever, conspiracy theories and all that. You want to stay stuck in that. That's like, your feet are in mud. You walk through, your shoes get pulled off of your feet. They're stuck in the mud. You can't turn around and pick them up out of the mud. You've got to walk forward, and you're stuck, and it's just slow down. That's the way you want your life. You want to stay stuck in the drama. You want to have the negativity pulling down. You want to hang out in different parts of social media with drama and craziness, and 99% of it is BS. And you want to have that occupy your day. That's crazy. You need to just pull yourself out of the muck and start moving forward. Start moving forward. That's it. And you're going to feel better when you do. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello, Jimmy. This is Tarita. How are you doing?
Hi, Tarita. How are you?
I'm good. I want to say hello to the community and all the Fadernauts and just everybody that's out there on your vibe. I am so grateful that I'm finally able to call in and share some good vibes. From what I understand is that listening to, when I listened to Dr. Greer and some of the other guests that you had on and listening to the callers, everybody seems to be following the frequency on point. And what I say by that is that we're in a different timeline now, and it's changing right in front of us with the flash of electricity. And I had spoke about that once, saying that Benjamin Franklin had to have gotten inspiration from something other than himself to get him to ignite this electricity that we have going here on the planet, and that it's a strong frequency, and that's how they can come in and they can change things while we're sleeping. I call them little night bee workers, and then they're in the daytime they're working, but they're electrical spirits. I believe, from what I understand, what I'm comprehending is they come in at nighttime too and shift through the electricity, and then that's how they start changing things in the timeline. And you wake up and you're like, okay, I know I put the remote control over here. It's gone. Now, that's been happening a lot the whole week, like every 2 or 3 days when the timelines are changing and we're moving forward. The technology is just so advanced how they're doing it. And so I'm like losing my car keys. I'm like losing my cell phone. I'm like, okay, I know I set this stuff here and it's gone. And I'm showing it to other people. Look, this is where we set it and it's gone. So it comes back though. It reappears again. But what I'm saying is when we're moving through those timelines, it almost feels like you're a little forgetful. Maybe you're a little off balance, or you just kind of don't understand what's going on in your body. Just write it out, man. Be creative. Like, that's what they're teaching me. We went in and we closed a portal a while back ago, and it was such a negative portal what they took me into, and it was very uncomfortable to experience all the hostility and the negativity that was going on in that portal. But I had to think about humanity and put myself aside and always tell myself what I'm doing in this portal is to find the mistakes and show it to them, and then they use their technology to change it and close that portal back up. And then when I come back out, we're moving into a different timeline, and sometimes the military does have to keep things quiet. Jimmy, sometimes they do have to come in there because the people around aren't completely ready. I mean, the UFO community, we know what's going on. We know what's up. We're accountable. We take action to back up what we see and what we talk about. So we're okay with things that are shifting and changing, but the general public doesn't quite get it yet. And so the military has to kind of case things off and use some of their hologram technology that Star Nation gave to them to make it look like it's kind of happening while they're cleaning it up. And then when they get it cleaned up, they move that technology off, and then there's a different timeline there. So it's real interesting how it all works. This is stuff they're teaching me. I share my information with kindness and gratitude to put it on that frequency. They've always told me to go through you, Jimmy. I believe that your radio station vibration is on their frequency and they're channeling through. And so that is the number one key I practiced for almost 6.5 years, was staying true to them and never discrediting them and doubting them and letting people make fun of them. They're not aliens. They're Star Nation or Star Knowledge, if you want, extraterrestrials, artificial intelligence, but they're definitely here to bring good to us. The timelines are changing. Your daughter's absolutely right. The Mandela effect is definitely real. I mean, we really know nothing about math. What I was learning about my car, if it's on frequency, so I bought this new Avalon 2020, never been driven, and it conformed to me. And I'm on the highway, and it's like it knows what I'm thinking, and it's shifting around me. And I'm like, okay, this is just a mass. We're just in a timeline where we're in a material status mass, but we are powerful energy, that this earth that we are on is our starship. From what they're telling me, this is our ship in our galaxy, and we're moving through the universe, and we need earth, air, fire, water to be here, animals and plants to live. Humanity needs to be able to use their minds more and give us credit so that we can control it. But what's happening is that we are on this ship. It's designed to have food. It's designed to have everything for us to be on. And we're supposed to stay connected to it. And so in that artificial timeline that they took me into, that we closed that portal, was being ran by dark agencies, dark people that wanted to misuse that technology and hoard it. And now that Star Nation cleared it, they're like, get out there and talk about it, Tarita. This is your reality show. You go out there, spread the information, teach them about us, and we'll keep powering you guys up, and we'll keep giving you more technology. So that's why all this stuff is starting to fade out with the TTS and the military starting to release documents and stuff. But at a certain time, they do have to keep things hush-hush just for the security of the public. And so I'm grateful I made it on your show tonight. I really wanted to share with you that we are in a beautiful time. Anything you talk about is so powerful right now. We leveled up into consciousness when we closed that negative artificial portal. It took a lot of negative energy out. They took it, and they'll do whatever they need to do with it. But the people that are here on the planet right now with this high frequency, we are the ones that are going to receive this planet with how we choose to live our life here and what we're going to put on this planet. So if y'all want good with your family and friends and your economy and everything around you, then talk good about it. No more complaining. I mean, we can talk about the problems, but let's get to the solutions. The solutions is key. That's where we're going to make a difference. That's where things are going to truly, truly start changing, is when we make solutions, taking action. But first, the brain has to think it. Then you have to talk about it, put it on the frequency, however, with your family, friends, networks, radios, TVs, whatever, and then take action to it, and it will happen. So thank you, Jimmy, for allowing me on. I know I always try to just quickly talk and get what I can out there, but I love all the guests. Everybody is hitting it on point. Man, you guys are so with me. I'm glad you all made it through, and I feel so good to be here. And I hope soon that I will be able to come meet up with you guys at a conference.
Thank you so much, Tarita. I took all notes. I wrote everything down. And it's good to know.
Jimmy, you say hi to Rita for me.
She hears you. And thank you so much
for that. Hi, Rita. I love you. That was the best advice you guys could have given, was just be yourself, man. That's what she told me. Tarita, just be you, man. Be you. And I was like, she's such a sweetheart. Man, you got a good coach, Jimmy. I love your guys' show. Thanks for that advice tonight. I was like, yes, right on, Jimmy. Just talk and be yourself. People will listen.
Thank you so much, Tarita. Have a great, amazing weekend.
I will. You too. We'll talk to you all soon.
That's Tarita, and apparently, which is really cool. I don't know if you guys caught it, but she mentioned that E.T. listens to Fade to Black. There you go. E.T. listens to Fade to Black. Cruising around, flying saucer. Right, listening to Jimmy Church at night. What? Wouldn't you? Right, a little drive time. Yeah, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Faded Black. Who's calling?
Well, Jimmy, it's Stacy with an I, and I heard you wanted to talk about food, and I felt like that was like you just begging me to call in.
Nah, food doesn't interest me. I lost taste. I lost my sense of taste.
I was going to ask that. I was thinking how tragic it would be for you.
Oh, the tragedy. Really? It's the tragediest of all tragedies. This is Shakespeare, man. This is Macbeth. This is for real.
Of all people.
Yeah.
You like your food.
This is real. You know those.
Is it coming back at all yet?
My imagination says it is.
Oh,
yeah, you remember that my favorite scene in The Matrix, right? And what's his name is holding up the slice of filet mignon, right? I can see it. It's juicy. I know it's not real, but when I put it in my mouth, it tastes. That's where I'm at. It's just my imagination. I know the steak is red and juicy. I know that pizza has pepperoni, sausage, onions, mushrooms, green pepper. I can see that. Extra cheese and extra sauce. So I know that all of that is there. I take the bite of pizza, and my mind is tasting it. My tongue is not. Yeah, that's it. That's where I'm in that world. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the
are
other
you
night,
doing anything to try to get it back, like train it back?
nobody's got that secret. The other night, right? I had a bowl, my first bowl in years of Lucky Charms, right? And I'm talking about a big bowl of Lucky Charms, organic whole milk. You know, it doesn't get any better than that. That's the holy of the holies. That's it. That's it. That's the best thing you can eat on planet
Fruit
Earth,
Loops
right?
might be one better.
Okay,
but
all right.
that's debatable.
You're picking up what I'm putting down. And I eat the
Yep.
whole bowl. Rita turns to me and she goes, "So how was it?" And I said, "It was amazing." And I was lying. I didn't taste none of it. It was like, it's just a drag, man. It's just a drag. It's just a drag. Everything is my imagination. So
Well, so then this may not break your heart so much because we thought of you last night. Yesterday was such a day. So the only way we could have dinner was to have a shot of top shelf tequila with our dinner, and we sat down and we were thinking about all the meals we've shared with you and the Fader family and we're like ready to toast. And then I just burst into tears and I was like, Jimmy would die because what we were eating was pigs in a blanket.
Oh, that's awesome. Pigs in a blanket. No.
Usually it's like this great piece of meat off your kebabs on the floor.
Yes. Yeah. But pigs in a blanket, done correctly with, you know what? And this is what I need. I do it with two things. And this is how white I am. All right? Yeah, French's yellow mustard dip. Right? Not anything exact, just French's yellow mustard, right?
Yeah.
99 cents, right? Okay, that's it. Or Heinz ketchup. And so I'll have the two. Both. And that's my two dippers. Sometimes I'll dip them together. I'll double dip, but pigs in a blanket with just dunk it into some ketchup, and that first bite. Oh man. Oh.
So you aren't horrified that I paired that with my top shelf?
Oh man, no, I am impressed.
Oh, good.
I am impressed. Hey, Rita and we went through a pigs in a blanket phase. So we're buying all kinds of different mini sausages, and we're doing it with crescent rolls. We're doing it with biscuits. We're doing it with pie crust, and combinations of this and that. And we went through a whole gourmet phase on trying to get pigs in the blanket correct. And
perfect.
Yeah, and although we got close. I like the variety. I don't think there's a perfect pigs in a blanket.
You don't have like a preference for your wrap? Like, do you like croissant wrap or do you like biscuit wrap?
I can go either way. But the biscuit wrap is pretty damn good.
That's pretty old school.
Yeah, it's pretty old school.
Classic.
Yeah.
And then if Mom was splurging, you would get the croissant wraps.
Well, we did croissant wraps for months. We got really bad with it, Stacy. But the smoky links, Angus beef smoky links, with the biscuit wrap and French's yellow mustard to dunk it in, and a shot of tequila.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh man.
I'm in.
Yep, and you don't need any sides. You don't need anything to make it healthy. You don't need salad. You don't need mac and cheese. You don't need that. You just gorge.
You just go straight for what matters.
Straight up, man. Straight up. Tequila.
Well, I wanted to remind everybody that we are still working on the Fade to Black cookbook. And so for anybody who hasn't heard about this, we've been collecting recipes. We have about 2 chapters worth. We really need to get a few more chapters worth before we can publish anything. But these are all recipes from listeners, as well as I have promises from quite a few guests on the show. Mm-hmm. I know Jimmy has some recipes for us. And this all started because Pat really wanted your kebab recipe, kept begging. I finally was like, well, crap, I need to do this for him. But really, it's because we're such a family. And eating together is such a thing. And that's what's so different about this show and this community is how tight-knit we are. And I just feel like a cookbook that we all put together, then we can eat together any dang time. So anybody who has a recipe to submit, any kind of recipe, people keep asking me. Desserts, yes, desserts. Cannabis recipes, yes. Drink recipes, yes. You send a recipe, I'll create a place for it. Send that to F2B Cookbook f2bcookbook@gmail.com.
f2bcookbook@gmail.com. And pop that out in Twitter so I can retweet it right now during the break.
Will.
And there's going to be a chapter on drinks. Yeah.
If we get enough drink recipes, you better believe there's going to be a drink. We were talking a couple of weeks ago of trying to figure out what the Fade to Black drink is going to be. We're going to have to, we were thinking probably chocolate martini. Susie Q was saying that, but we'll have to vote on that.
I'll talk to you. Stacy with an eye, everybody. Pop it up so I can do it during the break.
I will. Have a good night. Love to all you Fadernauts.
And have a great weekend, Stacy. My best to Dan.
You too.
I'll talk to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Fade to Black Cookbook. It's still in the works, everybody. The Fade to Black Cookbook. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to GetTheTea.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's GetTheTea.com.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRARadio.com.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time, you can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard, available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night. Open lines all night long. Truly, the best night in all of talk radio in all of the world is right here on Fade to Black, Thursday night, Fader Night. No question about it. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. If you're on hold, stay right there. Lots of calls on hold. I realize that. And so many just stay on hold for, an hour. And I do the best that I can. Okay, but just stay right there. Because I just got the best text in of the night tweet from NM. NM says, after COVID is gone, I'm having a party in the backyard. What song do I put on first? Leonard Skinner, Give Me 3 Steps, or CCR, Down on the Corner? You play neither. The first song you play is Leonard Skinner, but it's That Smell. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Good evening, Jimmy.
Who's this?
The Awakening Man.
The Awakening Man. Does the Awakening Man have a first name?
Eric.
Eric. Where are you calling from?
Yes. Calling from my couch in the Central Coast of California.
Central Coast of California. First time caller?
Actually, second time.
What's
I called about 4 years ago and then told you this story about this guy, Kyle Odom, and then we ended up talking about it for about 20 minutes. I don't know if you remember that.
I was he the guy from Coeur d'Alene?
Yes.
And he was related.
Not the pastor, because the pastor was a shape-shifting reptilian.
Right. He was related to the Nashville bomber, right?
Apparently, that's the rumor. That's what the rumor is.
Man, I read a bunch of his missives, his writing.
Yes.
And wow. And see that guy, just like Kyle Odom, right? And Kyle was a pretty unique situation too, but we can't forget what he actually did, which was go to the White House, try to scale the walls, and threw his manifesto over the fence at Obama, right? And that takes a big set of cojones. And you also have to believe Kyle went all in. Okay? The Nashville bomber went all in. You got to be careful. You can't, no matter what. Look at you. You got attacked by Bigfoot, right?
Right.
But you're not all in, are you?
I'm so in on Bigfoot, Jimmy, that I would venture to wager right now that you don't know anybody that knows more about Bigfoot than I do right now.
That's probably true. That's probably true. That's probably true. And
that's not bragging. It's just that I've got like 100 hours into this. So, I mean, it's deep research. That's all I got to say. Deep research.
Okay. Only 100 hours? Okay.
Well, that's a conservative number. It's a conservative number, but that's for sure 100. That's no doubt about it.
I think you mean 100 hours this week.
Yeah. 8 times 7, 56, maybe 100 in the last 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah. That I believe. How you doing? Did you get sick? Are you COVID free?
No, I'm still good. I'm still just, I'm still isolating. I took a drive out to see Brad Olson over at the Shift Happens compound 2 days ago on my way up to meet this guy that I met in one of the Bigfoot Facebook chat rooms who's lives in L.A. And apparently, this is the story I was going to tell you. I'll tell you briefly because it's a super long story, but I'll shorten it. But the bottom line is this guy, through another friend of his, met this lady who lived in Venice, California, who's probably close to 70 apparently, who retired and bought property up in the Shasta mountain area. And apparently it's about 40 miles from the main town, up in the mountains, like off the grid. There's not another house within a mile of where she lives. And so she's been telling this friend of hers that she's seeing these objects, orb-type objects in the sky. She's getting knocks on her window. She's hearing footsteps on her porch. And then this guy, who ironically is a retired FBI guy, it's not John D'Souza, by the way, calls up this other guy that I'm telling you about and says, hey, because he's a researcher too, kind of like me. He goes all over the world though. This guy is actually camped in the Amazon. Anyway, he's got a million stories. You'll like to have him on your show one day. But anyway, so he gets a hold of this lady, and the lady says, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And he says, well, can I come up and can I visit? And she says, sure. So he drives 11 hours in his car all the way to the Shasta area. And he spends like 5 days up there, walks the property. He has a lot of stories to tell, but one of the stories that really stood out the most to me was there's two guys living on the property in the ranch house. And so he interviewed them as well. And their story was that the week before he got there, which was 2 weeks ago, that the lady that lives in the house called them and said, there's somebody on my porch, and knocking on my window. Will you guys come up here and see who it is? So they jump out of their house and they're coming up the road with one guy's got a gun, the other guy's got a flashlight. They get about halfway up the road and they see movement, and the guy puts the flashlight on where the movement is, and it's a Bigfoot. And so the other guy's got his gun, starts to raise his gun up, and the Bigfoot just vanishes, apparently. Just wherever it went or however it disappeared, it was gone. And so this blew this guy's mind. So anyway, so I've been talking to this guy, trying to let him know that, hey, if you need somebody to go up there with you next time and you want to camp out, I might be the guy. So we chatted back and forth, and he says, okay, meet me in Camarillo, which was yesterday. And he had me sign this non-disclosure agreement.
What?
That I can't,
Wait.
I swear to God.
Okay, now pump the brakes. Pump the brakes.
All right.
He had you sign a Bigfoot NDA.
Yes.
Did you sign it?
I absolutely did, because I told him.
So now you can't talk to me about anything.
So I could tell you. Well, tonight we don't have a lot of time, but
what's
here's the deal.
threat?
Once I go up there.
Hold on. What's the threat in the NDA if you disclose? What's he going to do?
Well, it's one of those things where
it's
a one page. It's one page. I tweeted it to you. To be honest with you, I didn't even read it because I just know that whatever the guy tells me, I'm just going to follow his instructions. What's interesting about the guy, he's married. He has 2 kids in college, and he owns a business. He's got a chain of stores, and so he's got it together. This guy is not like me. He's just kind of whacked out. He's like legit. This guy. But yeah, I signed the agreement, and so he says he's going to go up one more time. He's going to talk to the lady that owns the property. He's going to say, hey, I want to bring up somebody, and is this okay with you? And if she gives the thumbs up, then on the next trip, which might happen towards the end of January, then I'm driving 11 hours up to the Shasta area, and I'm going to probably.
What's the NDA for? I mean, I don't get it.
Well,
what
he doesn't want me to tell. He doesn't want me to say who the lady is.
I don't care about the lady.
The lady doesn't want to give up the address. I mean, if I have a Bigfoot experience, that is not in the NDA. If I have an experience, I could talk about the experience, but I just can't say where the lady lives or what her name is or his name. I can't disclose that information. But of course, I could talk about my experiences. That's okay.
Did he show you any pictures? Did he have a Bigfoot shrunken head? Did he?
No.
What? I mean,
did
what
not
was?
See the Bigfoot.
What was disclosed to you besides a lady's name and her address, which doesn't even matter with anything in terms of the show?
One of the stories that he told me, this was kind of a freaky story, actually. This caused me to pump the brakes, actually. Is I was asking him questions. Is he telling me he had a binder in his hand, a notebook. But I was sitting in the passenger seat of his truck, and he's talking to me, and he's telling me he's looking at his binder, and he's kind of making sure I'm not peeking at his notes. I don't know. He's kind of a little paranoid. And I said,
a little.
So he's telling me stories. He's kind of nervous. He's telling me these stories, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then I start asking him questions. One of the stories I said to him, I said, so are there any other homes near where she lives? And he said, no. And I says, well, what would be the closest home? He said, it's about a mile away. I said, well, did you get a chance to go talk to those people? Because I'm thinking like, okay, as a researcher investigator, that's what I would be doing. He says, he says, no, I didn't. And I says, well, why? And he says, well, because the ranch hands said that the people that live in that house are into witchcraft and sorcery and stuff like that. And I said, what? I said, oh, Jesus. And he said, and the other thing he says is that these ranch hands that go up there, they never last more than 2 months. That the lady's telling him that she's constantly having to hire new ranch hands because whoever comes up there that's kind of keeping track of the ranch for her, they start to get angry for some reason, and then they quit, which was bizarre to me.
Yeah, but what about Bigfoot? What did you find out about Bigfoot?
Well, he said he did like 7 videos on blogs on Facebook, and they're a total of about an hour. So, but he says he's 100% convinced that Bigfoot is there. All right, he's actually seen the Bigfoot in Mexico and South America already. He hasn't seen one yet in the United States. But this guy is like a legit researcher.
Yeah, but you signed an NDA for that information?
No,
I could have told you that.
Not for Garrett, Jimmy. It's when I go up there. He's like, okay, if you're going to come with me, let's say we go up there and we see the Bigfoot, and I take a picture of the Bigfoot or whatever. Then that's when the NDA takes place. He doesn't want me revealing the location because he wants to protect this lady, because he doesn't want a bunch of people running up there and whoever else that might want to go up there and start doing research on her property without permission. That's all. And I get that. I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, but what about the Bigfoot information? What else did you find out?
Okay. I'm going to change gears on you real quick here, because the real Bigfoot information, okay.
We just rambled. Wait a minute. You've been on this call for 10 minutes, and then you say the real Bigfoot information?
No.
You need to turn it around, and you start the phone call with that.
Okay. Well, no, because I wanted to lead into this story, because this is what got me even interested in doing this kind of research. Is this other guy that I met who's in Montana? His name is Duke Sullivan. He has a radio show. It's nothing like Fade to Black, but it's called World Bigfoot Radio. And he interviewed this guy named Kevin Layeen, who, when he was 14 years old, was hunting in the forest of Idaho and saw a Bigfoot. And then later went back to the forest, was setting up tree forts because he was a bow and arrow hunter trying to shoot a deer. And he shot a deer, went through the neck, pinned the deer to the ground, and a Bigfoot came out of the forest, grabbed the Bigfoot, and grabbed the deer and ran off with it. The long story short is he spent 5 summers up there, back and forth, going up there and literally hanging out with the Bigfoot and befriended the Bigfoot. And the reason why he was able to do that is this particular Bigfoot was like a juvenile Bigfoot, because its parents were killed by 2 California hunters. So it was an orphan Bigfoot. Now, this story has been vetted, and it's a true story. As crazy as it sounds, you can ask Brad Harris, you can ask Michelle. We all listened to the interview with Kevin Lane talking and telling about it, and we were all crying. That's how moving this story is. And I've been trying to get you. You got to listen to this story, man. It's the greatest Bigfoot story ever told.
No.
It's a 9-hour story.
No. You have the best Bigfoot story ever.
Okay.
No, you do.
Well,
you do.
Right,
You've got the best Bigfoot story ever. And you got a witness. And
well, I want to feel it. It's just like Jimmy. I mean, like anytime you see a UFO, or like we've seen both of us together on 3 or 4 occasions, you always can't wait for that next time to see that next UFO or that one daylight sighting. So now I've got Bigfoot fever. I want to see the Bigfoot in the daylight, because what I saw was in the nighttime. I want to see one of those guys in the daytime. That would be the coolest thing ever.
So when are we going to go squatching?
This summer, May. I've already got it lined up. A Raw. You had Raw on the show, right? Remember Raw?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. He was up there with me and John Polk and his girlfriend Krista, and they were, the 4 of them were that was my gang that was up there when we were there the first night, when we actually heard the sounds of the Bigfoot up there in Happy Jack. And then the next time was just me and Polk, and that's when the experience happened. But I've got a slew of people now. I mean, Brad Harris wants to go. Gigi wants to go. So we can have like, if we go up there and we just make a bunch of noise and sing songs and play music, the Bigfoot love that. Apparently we're entertainment to them. So you don't even have to make whoops. You don't have to call them. You don't have to bang on the tree. You just go out in the forest, make a bunch of noise, and they'll come and they'll look and they'll peek. And we'll have our little night vision and we'll have our infrared goggles and we'll see heat signatures. We don't, you know what I mean? That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
We'll play some Van Halen.
Absolutely. Van Halen, we got to play some Biggie Smalls. They like the funk and the disco music.
So
that's
this is
for some reason.
This will be the same spot in Happy Jack, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Every day I think about that spot. It's an 11-hour drive from here, but in the meantime, I am going to go up to the Shasta area because that Bigfoot is there right now. I mean, it's the lady says it comes around all the time. She can't see it because she's afraid. She doesn't want to go outside and look at it, but she knows something's out there tapping on her window. And these guys, so anyway, that's a summertime deal because Happy Jack's too cold right now. It's like 20 degrees up there right now.
Right. Well, when I see you, I've got a very special Squatchin' coffee mug that I have for you that I'll be gifting to you. And you're going to love it, man. It's really cool. Eric, behave and be well. It's great to hear your voice. Thank you for that. And I hope that NDA is worth it. And keep us posted. But I want to get out to Happy Jack, and we got to do that as soon as possible. We got to get out of L.A. Got to get out of L.A. All right? I'll talk to you, man.
All right. Take care, man. Good talking to you.
Eric Awakening Man. And let's see. Who do I have up next? 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. If you're on hold, stay right there. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
It's Lionel from Guadeloupe.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. And you? How are you?
I'm good.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, the connection between here and Guadalupe seems to be pretty solid. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, I was just calling to show some love and ask you how you're doing and tell you Happy New Year.
There you go. We are good. I know that especially outside of the United States, people are watching the news and thinking things. We are no different here now than any place else in the world. We're dealing with the pandemic. We're dealing with COVID. We're dealing with politics. We're dealing with unrest in the streets, unemployment.
I know.
Everything that everybody else is dealing with, we're dealing with. But you know what? We're going to get through this together, and 2021 is just going to turn out to be the most amazing year. And we'll be able to say 2020 was pretty messed up, but man, we managed to get our stuff together in 2021. And that's the way we're going to look at it. And I'll argue this with anybody forever. We are going to win, and that's it. We can't give in. Do you want to give in?
No.
Exactly.
And like you, I plan to make 2021 the best year possible.
Well, see, first off, what choice do we have? And second,
you're right.
Right? What choice? Because if you give in, you lose. Right? And
exactly.
That's it. If mankind, man and womankind, was nothing but a bunch of losers, we would never have gotten anywhere. Right? You need to fight, man. You need to look, this is what's really weird. I mean, for me, if you go back 10,000 years, right? And your job as a man in your family was one thing: to keep them alive. That's your job. That's your job. Your job is to make sure everybody lives through the night. And you are going to get up the next day and you are going to go get food. food, and you're going to bring
Life
it back.
was no joke back then.
There's no joke. That's it. That was your job. And if you didn't do it,
yes,
everybody dies. It's the same thing today. It's the same processes today. You need to take care of your family, your dogs, your children, your parents, your friends. You need to go and get it done. You just want to just pull back and give up and get swallowed up into conspiracy theories and throw your life away. Everybody dies. That's it. It's just retarded to me. So that's it. It's your job is to move forward. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. That's it. What choice do you have?
One important thing is that we have to not forget how lucky we are, even with all those problems. We are very lucky.
So lucky. So lucky and so appreciative. You know, we have to understand, no matter how bad your life is, no matter how bad it is, no matter how bad you think you got it, somebody out there has got it a lot worse than you. In a really bad situation. In a really bad situation. And I can't believe that I used to, and this is what really got me straightened out. I remember, this is 25 years ago, and I'm living alone. I got my daughter, you know, she's visiting every other weekend and stuff, but I'm living alone. But I've got a 2-bedroom condo. I've got 3 television sets. I've got a brand new car downstairs. I've got everything that I want. I got a new set of golf clubs. I got guitars. I got this. I got that. I got new clothes. I got that. And I want to sit around and complain. Do you know how many people in this world would cut their right arm off for my problems? For my problems. And I want to sit around and complain. And it just snapped me into focus. It's crazy. It doesn't matter how bad you've got it. There's somebody out there that is really in a bad spot that would do anything to be you. So just be thankful. Be thankful. Listen, behave and be well. And what was your name again?
Lionel.
Spell it.
Lionel. But in French, we say it Lionel, not Lionel.
Lionel, have a great weekend, man. Thank you.
Can I get Go Back Lee Tappy?
Go Back Lee Tappy. Have a good weekend.
Yes.
All right, man.
You too.
Right on. That's a great phone call right there from Guadalupe, Mexico. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I'm going to take a quick break. 747-228-2051. Thursday Night Fader Night. We've got one segment left. 747-228-2051. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black Blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app. Free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JamieChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. Thursday night, Fadernight. Best night of the week. Best night of the week. One segment left of your phone calls. UFOs, paranormal, conspiracy, lost history, anything that is on your mind. That's what we do, and it is so much fun for me. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to sit here all night and take your phone calls and engage with everybody else. Excuse me, I just hiccuped again. That's strange. Hiccups. I don't even know. You know what I do? I drink upside down. You guys ever do that? To get rid of hiccups, I have to drink upside down. So I'm not going to do it on camera or whatever, but a bottle, a cup, it doesn't matter, and I drink it, and it works. It works. I just can't do it right now on the air. But I drink upside down. What do you do to get rid of hiccups? Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy? This is Dave and Lori.
Hey, Dave and Lori. How are you guys?
I am doing great, doing good.
What's on your mind tonight?
I had a couple, little, just quick yes or no questions for you.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Sure.
And then one ultimate question for you.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Okay. My first one would be, what's your all-time best and favorite TV series that throughout your childhood, anything?
Oh, man. I said that probably from my childhood. I gotta go,
or adulthood, anything.
Well, because today it's a pretty mixed bag, but you got to give props to Gilligan's Island, and but the Flintstones too as well. That counts, right?
Right on,
yeah. But Gilligan's Island was perfect. I love the Brady Bunch. I loved Hogan's Heroes. I loved The Partridge Family. Loved Star Trek, Lost in Space, Twilight Zone. But you know, and you can go on and on with all of that stuff, the early stuff. But Gilligan's Island was just perfect. Today, I'm really digging Star Trek Discovery.
Right on.
Yeah, I really dig The Expanse. The Expanse is just mind blowing, and if you haven't watched it, just go and watch.
I haven't.
Yeah, The Expanse. Start with season 1 and go through to today. Really good. Really loved. I'm still waiting for it. Ray Donovan. Really good.
Oh man,
yeah. Billions, really good. Homeland, which is
I
now
have not
over.
seen Billions yet.
Yeah, Billions is all that. Billions is all that. Really loved Homeland too as well.
Oh.
It's now over, but and they had a pretty good season finale too as well. I like the way series finale. But yeah,
right.
But The Expanse is really, really good. So, all right, question number 2.
Okay. And I just have to give a shout out to that new guitar you have. It is beautiful. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the green one. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that is amazingly beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And I saw it last year at the NAMM show, and it's right here. It's an Ibanez RG 470. And it only comes in this color. It's a very specific model. I love maple necks. And I saw it and I took pictures of it. And then I had to wait for the thing to get released, and it took a year to get it.
Oh wow.
But I finally got it, and it's beautiful. Yeah, thank you for noticing.
Absolutely. You're welcome. I was going to do for my ultimate question for you. I'm going to see if it was okay if I was able to do the pipes game with you real quick on one question.
Okay.
Okay. What was your greatest conspiracy of all time that you believe in ultimately? And I was going to give it 1 pipe or 4 pipes.
Wow. I've got to go if that was proven, right? That was a real conspiracy. I've got.
Yes, sir.
I think the biggest one for me to get confirmed, because you hear about it, then you find out that it was real, was Project Mockingbird. And Project Mockingbird, which I believe is still running today, but Project Mockingbird, I'll make it really quick, was run by the CIA. It was real. You can look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Where the CIA, through newspapers and television and radio across the United States and around the world, had reporters and newscasters on their payroll and would control the information going out to the public. And now, and it's just like the craziest. It's like, that can't be true, but it is. And
that's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I believe that today Project Mockingbird is still running. It's running via websites. They've got fake websites up. The personalities and friends and bots and things on the web that are interfacing with people, I think all of that is an extension of Project Mockingbird. And you can look up right now, you can Google search it and go straight to their page. You can Google search something like CIA Hollywood Film Division, something like that. Google that, and it will take you straight to the page on the CIA's website about how the CIA has a division that interfaces with Hollywood. Go and check it out. And I think that is part.
That's awesome.
That's part of Mockingbird 2 as well. Okay, so how would you rate that 1 to 4 pipes?
Man, I'm going to have to go 4 pipes. On
4 pipes all in. Absolutely. All right.
That is something that's mind-blowing for sure.
Third question.
Yes. Your favorite movie, that you wish had a better ending, and what would that ending be in your mind that you would make it?
Okay. That's an easy one. And that's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes.
The ending on it didn't make any sense. I don't even think Kubrick understood his own ending in his own movie, right?
Right.
And then when 2010 came out, which is also excellent with Roy Scheider, great movie, but that was the ending of 2001, and they could have had what 2010 was about, which was Europa and other things. If you haven't seen it, then go and watch it. But that could have been at the end of 2001, and it's still the best film ever made, right? But it could have had an ending that would have made the film complete. And 2010 is the ending of, and you had to wait.
Oh,
right?
okay.
You had to wait, what? 2010 came out. You had to wait 20 years for part 2?
For that to finally, yeah.
Okay, last question.
And the last one, if you were ever to get visited by an alien, a type of alien, what would it be? Which kind? Like gray, different ones that are out there. What one would you want it to be ultimately?
I would want, first choice, first things first, I just got to go with a gray. Got to meet a gray and see what that is about. But if that couldn't happen, the alien, the ET that is in the end of the movie AI. Okay.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
Right. That I think that is so
cool.
accurate.
It's like all energy form or something. It was wild looking. It's all just yeah.
That's I want to meet that dude.
That was a great movie too.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie. All right, Dave and Lori, have a great weekend, man. That's a great phone call.
Yes, you too, my man. Have a good night and go Beckley Teppy.
Right back at you, man. Thank you so much. Dave and Lori from Georgia. That's a great phone call right there. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. Thank you for that. And yeah, the ending of 2001. Oh man. And I watch it over and over again. And I appreciate it. You know, and especially the stuff in the hotel room. Is so cool, and it makes your imagination goes, and then it ends with the Star Child, and you're like, wait a minute here. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, this is Jay in Eugene, Oregon.
Jay in Eugene, Oregon. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I've talked to you before, Jimmy, about George Van Tassel. Anyway, I wanted to give George Van Tassel. You remember him?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We talked about the time that I went down there and I saw him. I'm the old guy. Remember?
Oh, I remember I remember that now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm the old guy. Yeah. That's how you remember me. Anyway, listen, I wanted to tell you something. This is very interesting about what we were talking about, especially about UFOs. Back in 1974, I was in Hawaii, and I was living with a group of people that were in a band, and the band, you might know, that's called Deep Something. And anyway, and we were hanging out, and there was a guy there that brewed some kind of really interesting it was LS something with 25, and we some girl came in when I came out from the ocean. With my sister, we were down on the coast and came in from a long, hard day, and she brought this. It was like it was one jar full of stuff that, I didn't know what it was, but it was like almost like 25 hits of this stuff. Anyway. So I drank it. I was in the shower actually. And it was just like, I didn't know what I was doing at that time. So I was trying to throw up, trying to get the stuff out of my system. And But I ended up having to go down to the beach, and I was down there for about like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm talking about.
I've been there, done that. You're talking about acid.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
you
but
just
there was like
you dosed.
It was between 20. It was between 25 and 50 hits.
Yeah, that's it. That's insane. Okay, so now, so you're on the beach for 2 days, a 2-day long acid trip.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so then what happened? What happened?
Well, let me explain what happened. Okay, so I'm down there, and I told my sister, I said, just take me down there, give me let me have a bottle of wine. I'm just going to go down there and going to go like try to work this thing out and try to figure it out. And it was a thing between me and God. We worked it out. And the next day, which was very interesting, it was towards the evening. A friend of hers, she heard about what was going on with me, and we walked down to the. She came down and she was talking to me, and she kind of helped me do some scuba diving and that kind of thing, and get my head out of my ass and that kind of thing. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And just kind of like get myself back together and get to my center. And so we were walking along the beach, and we had like a 7-mile journey to my sister's house, which was way down the road on Sunset Point. And it was like from Waimea Bay to Sunset Point. And so we were walking. I finally got to my sister's house, and we were like 5 minutes away from my sister's house. And we said, she was asking me about UFOs, and I said, well, the interesting thing is I always think that if you want to see them, you will. And that was my whole point. I was like, if you want to see them, you will. Well, 5 minutes later, we're walking along the damn beach, and here comes this UFO. And it was at my sister's house. There was my brother came to visit from the mainland, and his wife. There was like about 20 or 30 other people. We were all sitting there staring at this UFO. It was about, probably about 75 feet from the shoreline. And, it was big, and it was big. It was like 100, maybe 100, 150, I don't know, 150 feet wide. And it was doing this like triangular formation. It was going like from
point to point to. It was going it was going from point to point to point.
Yes, it was going from like doing a pyramid. It was like going from the left-hand side to up to the top point on the pyramid, to the right side of the point the pyramid, to the left side, and it kept doing this formation. And every time it was moving, it was kind of like trying to get in its balance. It was really interesting. And the really weird thing about it, Jimmy, I wanted to point this out to you, and I couldn't wait to talk to you. I've had you on hold all night, by the way, but it was like it looked like blurred colors in front of it. Like it was changing from like darker colors to lighter colors as it moved. And like from a red, like darker purple to red to orange to magenta to yellow, that kind of thing. And it would go up into the next position, then it would move back down. It would do the same thing again. So it would change colors like that, and the colors would change according to the movement of it. And it was the strangest thing. I wanted to tell you, and I know you know about this because you saw one too. And it's like, You saw your beer can, right? I mean,
well, yeah, the beer can was one of many. I did see, as you're describing this, I did see one. It was we were in a group, so there was quite a few of us this particular night, and this thing flew over. I just remember everybody screaming because it was low, and it was so low that I remember clear as day. I thought that I could hear it. It was that low. Okay, so I'm going to say it was 1,000 feet above us, and it was disc shaped, but it was glowing. And so when we first saw it, it was kind of sky blue. And that was as it was coming towards us, but I could see something in the bottom of it that was white, like swirling. And then it comes over, and it's about the size of a pea. You know, if you were going to hold a pea up in your fingers and hold it up, it was about that big. And but when it got right over us, I could see it looked like, I don't want to say like lightning, but there was something white on the bottom that was going, and I could see that. And then when it was right above us, it was pink and sky blue, but it was swirling. It's pretty trippy. And then it was white on the edges, though. I remember that it was like white. And then as it flew away, it was this pink color, but it still had that white swirl on the underside in the middle on the belly, and it just flew away. And it wasn't that fast. That was the trippy thing. It lasted about, hold on, let me think about this. 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And it was changing color the whole time. It was never, it wasn't one color. No, I don't remember any purples or anything, but it was definitely pink and blue, and it was kind of blue as it was. What's that?
Was that in Washington?
Yes.
Okay, all right. You saw it in the same place. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that is really interesting.
And it was low, and again, this is the thing. It was silent.
But
it was silent. I didn't hear anything.
Right. The thing I'm kind of trying to connect to is like, you wanted to see that, right?
It caught me by surprise. Yeah. Well, we were out there to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, and
right.
This was with my naked eye. This wasn't with night vision. I was just standing out there and with everybody else, and it just came out through the trees.
Yeah. Well,
it was
yeah, right.
It was strange,
but
man.
in the back of your mind, you wanted to see that.
Oh, so, yeah, we were there to see stuff. Yeah. And you're right. You want to see it.
I'm kind of saying that's how it kind of happens, and I really believe it's the mind before anything else. And I think these things are really connected to your mind. And Steve, what's his name, Brewer? I think he does have kind of a handle on that in a way. And I'm not saying he's the perfect guru on all this stuff, but I mean, there must be something to it. There must be something really to it. So
yeah, I believe in a positive attitude. So, and that's what happens. Hey, Jay, enjoy your weekend, man. Yeah. Excellent phone call.
Okay, are you taking off?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I tell you one thing before you leave?
Okay.
Okay. On the Sasquatch thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've told you before, howtohunt.com, Steve Eisdale. Okay.
Okay.
Please check him out.
Okay.
And you will it'll blow your mind. Howtohunt.com.
Got it. Howtohunt.com. I got it right here, man.
It changed me, man. Anyway, I just want to let you know.
All the best, man. Thank you.
Always listen to you, Jimmy. Take care, man.
You too, Jay. Great phone call right there. And I don't know if I condone 50 hits of acid in 1 cup of tea. Woo! Woo! Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
How are you, Mr. Jimmy Church?
No.
Yes.
No, just give it to me. Just give it to me right now.
How are you, Mr. Jimmy Church?
This is Steve from Bluefield, everybody. On the air. How many years has it been?
Just, I was on about
2 years
9
ago.
months ago.
Oh, okay.
9 months ago.
How are you?
No, I'm doing good. I finally got over my COVID.
Oh, man.
I had COVID pneumonia. But what I wanted to, I can get your taste back, Jimmy.
Okay.
I went through the same thing. I lost my taste.
Yeah.
I got what was called COVID mouth, which was actually your mouth, the inside of your mouth turns into a solid blister.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
And took probably 10 days just to get my mouth to where I could even put something in my mouth with it not feel like I was swallowing fire. But to get your taste back, and it also is what helped me get rid of the COVID mouth, is as warm as you can stand, heavy salt water, and rinse your mouth out as many times through the day as you can.
Wow, that sounds horrible. Yeah.
For just one day, Jimmy.
Okay.
Just get warm as you can stand water, and mix as much salt. Just it doesn't have to be crazy salty, but pretty salty. Okay. Rinse your mouth out with it for 10 seconds, something like that. Spit it out. Whatever. Do that as many times as you can.
Okay. All right.
In a day.
All right. Okay.
And the next day, I guarantee you, well, it took me about a day and a half. But on the second day, I was eating Cocoa Puffs.
Oh.
And was loving it.
Okay.
Was loving it.
How are you and the family doing, man?
Everybody's doing great, Jimmy. Everybody's doing great. My wife and daughter, they both had the COVID. They didn't have near the symptoms that I had, but I had caught COVID pneumonia. I was in hospital for 11 days. In bad shape for a few days. Had a blood ox level of 72. Yeah. Pretty bad. I was in some serious shape. They were trying to put me in ICU for 2 days, and I absolutely flat refused.
Wow.
They wanted to put me on a ventilator.
Yeah.
I absolutely flat refused, and they put me on the medicine that Trump was given, and it took them 4 days to give it to me through an IV. And on about toward the end of the second day, start of the third day, I was actually starting to. I could tell I was getting better. At first, I couldn't even. You're in a room by yourself, no family, TV, and a cell phone.
Right.
That's it. Nobody else is coming to see you. Period. You're not going out in the hall and walking in the halls and saying hi to other patients. You're done.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Done. They just leave the door unlocked to make you feel better.
Right.
Period. And every hour on the hour for 2 days, they made me get up and walk circle. I had to do 50 laps in this room. Well, the first 2 days, maybe 10, and I'm back on the oxygen.
Right.
I'm puffing.
Right.
And I truly have a new sympathy toward anyone that has breathing problems, COPD, asthma, where they can't catch their breath or have issues with breathing. I have a brand new sympathy for them, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know. And that was my big fear, Steve. That was my big fear when I got COVID, that it was going to hit my chest. And I didn't, oh man, I was so freaked out about that. I was lucky I got through it. Steve, look, I'm at the end of the show. I'm going to get cut off the network.
That's right, brother.
It's great to hear your voice. Give my best to the family. And don't be a stranger. Don't wait 9 months, man. Call me next week. And call me earlier in the show.
No problem, Dave.
All right, man. All right?
Okay,
all right. Steve from Bluefield. Thank you, man. I can't believe it.
Thanks for the time, brother.
You just made my day and everybody else. Steve from Bluefield. Thank you so much, man. And I am right at the end of it. And everybody that was left on hold, there's always next Thursday. Fade to Black's executive producers, Rita Camurian. The show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. Syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2021 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Fade to Black.